I'm here with Master Dean Siminoff, the President and Founder of Martial Arts for Justice. Dean, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, thanks, Phil. I've been training in the martial arts for almost 22 years. I just recently actually tested for my 6th degree black belt. In those 22 years in the dojang, reciting the tenets every class, talking about the student oath, martial artists are called to live lives of integrity, to be good citizens in their community, to be champions of freedom and justice. And in that 22 years, I never really found a solid way to show that justice pursuit, and I call it now pursuit of justice, until I found and came across the work of IJM.
Could you explain to us how Breaking Boards, Breaking Chains began?
Breaking Boards, Breaking Chains began in 2013. My friend Stacy and her youth group were studying justice and studying the work of IJM. And so they were doing fundraising for International Justice Mission. And I asked if we could get involved with my students. And so I had my students go out and raise pledges. And for every dollar they raised for a pledge, they got to break a board. And so martial arts students love to break boards. And so as that came together, the fundraising campaign around breaking boards, we called it Breaking Boards, Breaking Chains. And that snowballed from there.
I myself, I've broken a board and thankfully didn't break a bone through it, but I know that through the past couple of years, your campaign, Breaking Boards, Breaking Chains, has raised over $87,000, which is absolutely remarkable. Could you explain to us about the work of International Justice Mission?
Countries could have problems, big problems like sexual violence against children, human trafficking, property grabbing, all kinds of bad things going on. And so International Justice Mission goes in to help rescue people. They provide aftercare for victims, and they help actually fix the local justice system.
Could you explain also how the dollars that the schools raise, how are they used in the field in which we work?
Yeah, so it was really exciting to see that firsthand when we went to Uganda and the office in Uganda, to see the professionalism of the staff there. But the dollars go to work to provide, again, local lawyers, local investigators, local aftercare specialists that not only care for victims but help fix the local justice system.
You mentioned that we had the privilege of traveling together to see our work in Kampala, Uganda, and International Justice Mission works in 17 communities around the world. And some of the casework is fairly complex, dealing with forced labor, slavery, and bonded slavery, and sexual violence against children. Could you unpack for us just how deeply affected you were when you went to visit our work firsthand?
Yeah, Phil, especially in the office in Uganda, again, where I saw the professionalism of the employees there, of the team working in Uganda. They're so passionate about their work, but when you meet what IJM calls clients, the people that they help, it just changes your life, that you see that you've rescued somebody from a life of horror to a life that they can now live.
Could you explain to us, Dean, what the future holds for Martial Arts for Justice? Martial
Arts for Justice, our main goal right now is, with our Breaking Boards campaign, is to see 1,000 schools involved in this annual campaign. And if each of those schools only raised $1,000, that's $1 million to go to work towards the work of justice and pursuing justice in our world and the work of IJM.
I know that this next campaign you will be focusing on our work in Bolivia, which deals with sexual violence against children. Is there a particular reason that you chose our work there?
Well, all of our martial arts schools are full of children, and so it doesn't matter what country you live in the world. Everybody knows that sexual violence against children is just such a horrendous crime, and to know countries like Bolivia, for example, where those children don't have an advocate, they don't have 911 they can call. Martial artists, just naturally, we want to protect children, and so it was just a great way to for us as martial artists to get involved and help that work there and help protect those children.
So for schools who are listening to your passion, Dean, through this interview, and to see your vision of 1,000 schools being involved in the Breaking Boards, Breaking Chains, how do they themselves become involved in this campaign?
Number one, if the school is serious and they want to use their martial arts skills to pursue justice, they just have to go to our website and register, and we'd love to have them participate in our next April campaign. And once they do that, they just choose a date and start thinking about their event. But our Martial Arts for Justice team will help them all through all the intricacies of running a great campaign.
Master Dean, it's always a privilege to spend time with you. Thank you for your persistence in our work, for your relentlessness towards pursuing justice, and thank you so much for your passion.
Thanks, Phil.
If you would like to know more about the work of International Justice Mission and the work of Martial Arts for Justice, please follow the links at the end of this video.